Do you or your friends have range trash just lying around after blowing up those microwaves or old laundry machines full of tannerite? In Minecraft, of course. Well, you might also have a few machine guns lying around. I'm Ben Sanderson, and you're watching the Minuteman Moment. Thanks to a Gun Owners Foundation and Ammoland News Freedom of Information request, the gun community now knows that the real brainiacs over at the ATF have determined that a tiny sliver of metal is actually an illegal post-86 ban machine gun. In our FOIA, we uncovered a criminal examination letter from ATF's Firearm and Ammunition Technology Division, or FATD, that examined a Noveske N4 AR-15 equipped with a Franklin Armory BFS-3 binary trigger. Let's start with a quick breakdown on some technical terms. A binary trigger is a device designed to allow the user to fire one round on the trigger pull and one round on the release of the trigger.
Again, for everybody that has no clue what a binary trigger is, let's show exactly what happens. Now, right now it's in semi-auto. When I pull the trigger, you're gonna hear the hammer fall. Nice. Now it's gonna cycle. I'm gonna go ahead and charge this guy just like I'm sitting around downrange, and now you're gonna hear the reset. This is not the hammer falling. Perfect. Now, throw it in the binary, you're gonna hear the hammer fall. Cool. Cycles. Now you're gonna hear the hammer fall again. It's not just a reset. Notice a little bit different sound, right? Very cool.
According to the ATF, a machine gun is a firearm that fires multiple rounds with a single function of the trigger. But since a binary trigger fires on the pull and the release, the ATF considers this to be two separate functions of the trigger. So using ATF's logic, a binary trigger is not a machine gun, just like bump stocks. The criminal examination letter, which the ATF's Sacramento field office requested from FATD, showed that a fingernail-sized piece of metal and a worn disconnector can cause a Franklin Armory BFS-3 trigger to fire multiple rounds with a single function of a trigger, a malfunction which is called hammer follow. After determining the gun in question was firing automatically and was a machine gun, the ATF determined that the gun owner violated the archaic and unconstitutional National Firearms Act of 1934. But after this, the ATF examiner separated the upper and lower, removed the piece of scrap metal, and tested the rifle again. This time, the AR-15 performed normally. When the examiner pulled the trigger, a single round was fired. Then, when the ATF employee released the trigger, the rifle fired another single round. The ATF determined that this sliver of metal and disconnector was the equivalent of a drop-in auto sear. So basically, because some expert gunsmith accidentally jammed a piece of metal into a trigger group, this gun owner could be facing 10 years in jail and a $250,000 fine. Because the ATF considers any device that converts a semi-automatic firearm into a firearm that fires automatically to be a machine gun, the ATF has determined this ever-expanding category could include drop-in auto sears, lightning links, or 3D printed Yankee Boogles. In this current case, it could be anything that could interfere with a disconnector in a binary trigger. It could be a spent primer or even a metal shaving from the gun. Aiden Johnston, our Director of Federal Affairs here at Gun Owners of America, told Ammoland News that to a bureaucrat determined to infringe on the Second Amendment so that he or she may exercise an iota of statutory authority, I suppose anything is a machine gun, whether it's a bump stock, a force reset trigger, or a metal shaving. But let me be clear, a sliver of metal is not a machine gun, and machine guns are protected by the Second Amendment. Gunners now have to make sure their guns are squeaky clean, otherwise they might have to deal with an NFA violation simply for having a piece of debris that gets stuck in their binary trigger. A gunner could be charged with a felony that lands them in jail for 10 years if their legally owned firearm malfunctions. Hammer follow can be a dangerous malfunction, but it shouldn't land a person in federal prison. Charging a gun owner for firearm malfunction is like charging a driver for speeding as a result of a stuck accelerator, or a pilot for murder as a result of a plane crash caused by a mechanical failure. The gun owner did not cause the firearm to act as a machine gun, a mechanical failure did. There's no way that the gun owner could have predicted that their firearm would malfunction. This FOIA response shows that the ATF has no intention of being logical or fair to Americans. The whole situation is exactly why GOA has been against the NFA and for civilian machine gun ownership since our founding. That's all for today, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe. Plus, comment below what machine gun you guys would want.